Hi everyone, I am Geeta Dhul, Chairperson, Social Umbrella Foundation. Welcome you all in another section of the series called Success Booth for Youth. Before I start my interaction with the guest, let me first give you a brief about our organization. Well, this is a non-profit organization headed by Advocate Bhavna Bajaj, who is a founder and director. Our main objectives are to work in the area of education and skill development. Under this, we have started a series called Success Booth for Youth, where we motivate, guide, counsel, and interact with the youth of today. Second objective is to spread awareness and to work in the areas of health and hygiene. Under this, we have projects like Hamari Jarurte, Ek Swasth Bharat Ki Aur, where hygiene is a prime concern. The third objective is to make people aware of their basic rights like child rights, legal rights, women rights, human rights. And for this, we have started a Law Simplified project. In this project, we make sure that we make the common people understand what law is in a simpler manner. So before I start my interaction, let me welcome Advocate Bhavna Bajaj, who is a founder and a director of Social Umbrella Foundation, and Rimple Khandka. And a brief note about Rimple Khandka. She is a mentor, leadership development professional, and a mindfulness coach. She started her career as an army officer in the year 1998. She underwent a rigorous army training at Chennai. During her tenure in the armed forces, she got the opportunity. I must say that you were lucky to be part of Kargil Operation and Operation Paragram. In 2006, she took voluntary retirement and retired as Major. In 2007, she entered the world of corporate. As HR consultant, she was leading HR partner for business with 1,000 plus employees. She is an active yoga practitioner and has been conducting wellness programs online. So we welcome you, Rimple. And it's a privilege to have you here on this platform of Social Umbrella Foundation. My first question to you, it's a very obvious question. What motivated you to join Army?
So before I start answering, I would first like to thank Social Umbrella Foundation and Bhavna ma'am and Geeta ma'am for giving me this opportunity to interact and be part of this particular conversation. So thank you from bottom of my heart. Well, very obvious question. What motivated me to join the army? Well, my motivation comes from a family. So my grandfather was in the army. My father served the nation. And of course, I have my uncles also who were serving in the army. So from the childhood, I had seen this olive green uniform. And one thing which I really noticed about my father was when he used to wear this uniform, there used to be a shine on his face. And he used to feel so proud to be, wearing that uniform and serving. And that was really motivating for me. And I really wanted to wear that uniform and serve this esteemed organization one day. And it was a dream for me. Why I say dream that time? Because the government had not opened their doors for lady officers that time. So I never even thought that my dream will come true. But I think I was lucky. And in the year 1993, they opened the doors for lady officers and they started inducting lady officers in the army and the other, Air Force and Navy as well. So, for me, it was like, wow, this is an opportunity for me. Also, I was that kind of a person where, I always wanted to do something very different, not a regular thing like going to for an engineering or doing a medical. And so when my friends chose to go for white collar jobs, I chose the olive green. And then I had decided that I will go for this. So these were something which really motivated me to join the army.
Wow, excellent, Rimple. And I have not gone military training like you have undergone, but I've also been a silent soldier standing next to my husband. He's in army. So my next question to you is, how was your experience in army?
Well, if I have to just say one word, I can say that it was really fantastic for me being in the army. It was, a dream come true for me. But this particular question I would like to answer in two parts because there is two phases of the army. One is when you undergo a training. That's a different phase of being in training in Officers Training Academy. And then, of course, when you become an officer. So I would like to share how it was for me in the training. And then I would like to go on and share a particular incident. It was during the Kargil operation, which actually changed the perspective of me being a lady officer. So these two things I would like to share. First, I think in 1997, I got selected for the army training. And 1998, I went to the Officers Training Academy, Chennai. And for me, the training, I would say, was like, it was a 6 months training. But for me, that 6 months was like a 6 minute of roller coaster ride. So imagine what happens in roller coaster ride. At time you're touching the sky. At the same time, the next moment there is absolutely a fall. At times you're so excited. One time you just want to throw and you want to get out of that roller coaster. But at the same time, you're so you really feel that no, I want a little more, little more. And at times it's overwhelming also. You have tears in your eyes. I think these feelings, these emotions were all there in that 6 months. But how it happens when you finish your roller coaster ride, you come down, you look up there, and you see that, wow, I did that. So when you finish your training, that's how you feel, wow, I did that. And I have written few lines of my experience in OTA. With your permission, if I can just, say these
Please
two
go ahead.
lines.
Yeah.
So I call it two stars on olive green. So as we know, olive green is the color of the uniform of the army. And two stars are the first two stars which we get when we become an officer. So, and it's an overwhelming moment for all of us. So it starts with two stars on olive green. The heat of Chennai and humidity was at its peak, and we forgot how to walk as we were always running. We forgot what heels were, as we were always in boots. We forgot what beauty cream was, because we were permanently tanned. We forgot very way we looked. We didn't have time to stop by a mirror. We forgot what it was like to wear a bangle, as now our hands had weapons. But every breath, every moment, and every step, one thing we did not forget, and that was, I want two stars on olive green. So this
Beautiful.
was for me, OT.
Beautiful.
And and one of those moments when your parents put those stars. So when the stars from the sky come down to your shoulders,
Yeah.
one side your father is putting and one side your mother is putting. I think you can't match that moment. I have never experienced that moment again. That overwhelming feeling, and you can see that pride in your parents. You can see how proud they are feeling about you donning that uniform. So 1998, I got commissioned. So that was my training time. And this one incident which I was talking about as an officer changed my perspective of being a lady officer. So this was the year of 2000, and Kargil had just started, and I was young, 23, 24 years old. I had just finished my young officers course, the basic course after my training, and I was posted to this new unit. I was excited, I was in full of Josh. You must have heard this movie called How's the Josh? Hi, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
So I was that kind, hi, sir. And I'm like, wow, I have to do something. And I get posted to this unit and I go, I'm welcomed in this unit. But then I realized that I'm the first lady officer in the unit. 800 plus men. They have never seen a lady officer. Okay, they have never been commanded by a lady officer. They have never taken instruction from the lady officer. They didn't even know what role to give me. To that extent, they had to make a makeshift washroom for me because they never had a washroom for a lady there. So I went, and the commanding officer said, okay, first initial 1 month, you learn the routine of the unit, see what's happening. I said, okay, fine. I started doing that because they were still figuring out what to do with me. And then the Kargil operation actually became quite serious. And then one evening, our boss, the commanding officer, called all the officers and he said, Kargil operations is on peak and we need to move. The unit had to move. and we need to be getting, deployed. So he said, get your teams ready. He gave me a team, he gave other officers his team. He said, get your men ready, get your weapons, equipment, vehicles, everything ready. And within a day, I think we should move. And we were to move to the desert area. And we don't know what the outcome is going to be. So he briefed. And I said, wow, I was excited, young officer getting a first chance to do something like that. So I told my Subedar Major, he's a junior commissioned officer and he's quite senior. He's the one interfacing between the troops and the officer. So I called him and I said, Sahab, tomorrow let's keep a briefing. I will brief the team. So he said, okay, Sahab, fine. They all address as Sahab, no man for us. So I said, okay. So the next day, I go to the office and outside I see and I take a report. He says, so many men, so many weapons, so many equipment, so many vehicles, all ready for your, instructions. And I take a report and look. So this 100+ men standing, combat dress, wearing, having those weapons, equipments, vehicles all behind them. And this tiny girl, 5 feet 3 to 4, and 23, 24, and all of them must have been around, 30 plus, tenured. And I look at them, and then suddenly I was shaken. My courage was shaken because actually then it, sunk into me that this is no joke. This is not training. I have to lead these men for war, and it's a matter of life and death, right? And they're trusting me for that. And then I took the report and I said, okay. And I told my Sahab, I said, give me a few minutes. I'll come back and brief the men. I went to the office and I sat down. And all those things started going into my head. All the doubts like, will I be able to lead them? Or will they take me as like, bechari ladki, choti si koi hai? No. And all that was going in my mind. And then I said, I was the first one here. And whatever I set the trend is what they are going to perceive about all the lady officers going forward. So I was in dilemma what to do. My courage was under fire. I was feeling, will I be able to do, not do? And then Subedar Major walks in. Subedar Major are the ones who have seen so many tenures. He's 20 plus, old man, he knows. And I think by my expression, he understood something was wrong. And he said, Kya hua, Sahab? What happened? And I, poured down. I said, this is what I'm thinking, Sahab. I don't know whether these men will even, see me as an officer or they will see me as just a lady and say, okay, fine, let her be. Or they will take my command or not, instructions. And all that is going on in my mind, Sahab, what to do? And the reply he gave me, I think was the game changer for me. He said, the 2 stars you're wearing, Sahab, we know, I know, and my men know that it is not a gift you have got. It is, you have earned it and you have worked very, very hard for it. And we respect these 2 stars. We salute the uniform you wear and we respect the uniform you wear. So when we are looking up to you and following your orders, we look at you as an officer first and then a lady. So just be rest assured that your orders as an officer will be followed to the T, and we are there with you. And he saluted me and walked away. And that's when, it hit me. He said, why am I thinking this? I have gone through that training, right? Why am I even thinking that I'm inferior to the other male officers? I said, this particular gentleman has shown me that they are looking at me as an officer first. Then why am I thinking that I am just a lady? And I decided that I would be a game changer now for all the lady officers who are going to come next to me. Because the bar I set, the standard I set, the way I conduct myself is something they are going to see, okay, yeah, this is what an officer is supposed to be. So then I, gathered my courage and I said, let's do it. Let me be a game changer for all the lady officers who come. Let them know that we are officers and we are equal to any male officers. And I went out with my head high and I briefed the men. We went to the deserts. I walked with them. Right? I trained with them. I built the credibility. And believe me, the bond we connected, built till today, it is so strong. And I still remember some of the lady officers when they got posted in that unit, or they met some of the officers and the Jawans later. They said, that Rimple ma'am, we knew that she was an officer and she was shoulder to shoulder with us. So I feel that, wow, something changed. And in this whole thing, the lesson for me was I was actually making myself down. I was bringing myself down. It was not the people or the other people. I was being, I was thinking, okay, I was inferior to other people. How will I do it? But this gentleman changed the perspective. And after that, absolutely, I knew that, when I'm wearing that uniform, I'm an officer. So I think these two things, two experiences were very, very close to my heart, and I wanted to share that with you.
Wow, interesting. It's amazing to know about your journey. जहाँ तक आर्मी की बात करूँ तो मुझे तो उतनी ही नॉलेज है जितनी मैंने मूवीज में देखी है. बहुत सारे लोगों को आज आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखने और समझने को मिलेगा. But I am a bit curious about this. Why did you decide to leave army and join corporate?
That's a very good question. So when we got inducted, so it was a short service commission for us. So we were told that it's going to be just 5 years. And still we said, okay, fine, 5 years, still we'll do it. We'll serve the nation for 5 years. And when we were finishing, it was just extending to around 10 years. That is what the vision was, max 10 years. So where I was, I had already served around 8.5, 9 years. And we didn't see any light of getting permanent commission then. So max used to be only 10 years. And what I was feeling was that though I had the caliber, though I was getting wonderful reports, but still we were not given the best of the courses or the training programs per se, or given us some good appointments because of our commission of being a lady officer. So somewhere we were saying that we were getting the repeated same kind of appointments, same kind of routine things which we were giving, and I was not seeing any light that anything really is going to come fruitful. But it's fortunate that government has taken that step, and now we have got permanent commissions. I'm very, very happy for that. I think it really was long awaited. I have my course-mates who were also part of this particular movement, and they had filed the case as well. So I think this was something which really was wanted. So at that time, I had not seen, or I didn't see, because there was no indication for us. And that's when I decided. I said, see, fine, I had a fantastic tenure. I'm still at my peak in the army. Why not just explore? I'm sure this army, whatever I have learned in the army is going to benefit the corporate, and I'm going to benefit from the experience as well. So that's why I changed, from being from the army and then to the corporate world.
Okay, Dimple, how was your transition from army to corporate? Or I must say that your stint in army, did it help you in corporate also? Like you said, is it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It helped me. I think my transition was quite smooth. Why I say it helps me, because in the army, you imbibe certain leadership qualities, right? For example, motivation, inspiration, leading by example, courage and conviction, insight, integrity. I think these are some of the competencies which are the base of a leader. So be it in the battlefield, be it in the army, be it anywhere, or in the corporate, I think these competencies remain. And so it had become my DNA, these competencies. So when I transition was there, these competencies really helped me to navigate in the world of corporate. Secondly, I think, when you had the title of a major and people knew that you had served the nation, there was a respect. And there was, I could build credibility easier with a lot of my clients. And I was fortunate that I got a lot of opportunity to interact with the young leaders in the bank and very senior leaders as well. So it was like a give and take. So I was sharing what I had imbibed from the army with the young managers and the leaders, and I got an exposure, amazing exposure, how the corporate world works, and it was a tremendous learning for me. And my army background actually helped me succeed as well in the corporate world.
जी, जब कोर्ट में परमानेंट कमीशन को लेकर केस चल रहा था तो मैंने भी कुछ डेट्स अटेंड की थी और समझने की कोशिश की थी. आज मैं उसकी डेप्थ को समझ पा रही हूँ जब मैंने आपकी जर्नी के बारे में जाना है. इट्स अ प्रिविलेज फॉर सोशल अम्ब्रेला फाउंडेशन टू हैव यू हियर. Any message would you like to give to the youth of today to motivate them?
Sure. I think, yes, as you said, a lot of learning for me as well, in my journey. But the message which I can give to the new generation is that never give up, right? And if you fail, because I can tell you my example that it was not that the first attempt I got through to the army. It was my third attempt, but I did not give up, right? And I was not scared of challenges, because challenges will be there in any walk of life you do, but you need to face it. So once you face the challenge and you face it head on, it's okay. What will happen the most? You'll fall down. That's okay. You can again try. If not one opportunity, you have million stars, you have million possibilities. If one not field, what else? We have million possibility.
Right.
And second thing which I would like to tell all the youth is that you be confident about yourself. Don't let other people judge you, right? Don't let your happiness, your love, right, your motivation, inspiration be determined because somebody said something or because of circumstances. You create it. We've got one life, which is very precious to all of us. Now, invest in something really worthwhile. And life is absolutely, absolutely not complex at all. It's we who make it so complex and we make careers so complex. No, life is just simple. It's beautiful life. Live life to the fullest is what I can say.
Geeta ji.
Thank you so much, Rimple, and thank you so much, Bhavna. Anything else, Bhavna, you would like to add?
मैं देखने वालों से ही बोलूंगी कि आप सोशल अम्ब्रेला के इतने अमेजिंग प्रोग्राम, बिकॉज हम खुद सीख रहे हैं, तो आप सोचिए कि जब हम सीख रहे हैं तो आपके लिए सीखने के लिए कितना कुछ है. स्टूडेंट्स की तो ये जर्नी का शुरुआत है, तो आप हमसे जुड़े रहिए, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, सोशल अम्ब्रेला फाउंडेशन की टीम को ज्वाइन कीजिए. मैं रिंपल जी से भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी आप भी हमें हमारी टीम को ज्वाइन कीजिए. इट्स अ प्लेजर फॉर अस. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.